and welcome to Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts. I'm really sorry, but today I have still got the remnants of a cold, so I sound quite congested. But what I'm going to be showing you today is how I dry flowers ready to put in a resin card. So I've got an assortment of flowers here where I've nipped off the actual heads from the actual flowers themselves. I do think that one is beautiful. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these down a little bit further, some of them, especially the rose, because I don't need that rose as long as that, and I might stick a few leaves in that one as well. Okay, that one's a bit long, that one's a bit long, that one's a bit long, and this isn't a difficult process, it just is a bit time consuming as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move those out of the way at the moment and try and be a bit gentle with them, because I'm really not gentle with them, and as a result I sometimes knock the petals off them and then I don't get the results that I want. And what I'm going to use to dry it is these flower drying crystals, and it's a silica based one, but I find this one works really well. So I'm just going to open the bag, and the great thing about it is you can use these over and over again, and when they get to the point where they've got too much water in them, then you can tell, and you can just pop them in the oven, follow the instructions on the back, dry them out again, and then you can use them again. So what I'm going to be doing is, as you can see, I'm going to be putting quite a lot of these in the base. Okay, and then I'm going to gently put the flowers in there. Okay. I probably could have done with a bigger pot, but that'll be okay. Like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, again, is gently fill these up. Fill this pot up with the remainder of these beads so that they are completely covered, where possible, obviously. Pop the lid on this and leave it. It doesn't need to be in a fairly warm place. Get the air out of it as well. It doesn't need to be in a fairly warm place, it just needs to be in a constant temperature. And then I'll leave that for anywhere between 3 and 7 days to allow them to dry out completely, and then I will show you what we do next. These have been sitting now in this silica for about a week, and as you can see now, the leaves themselves, the rose leaves, are bone dry, and I'm hoping everything else is dry. Now you will find that the little bits of silica get caught on the flowers, and it's important to get all that off. And I will use, and this is lovely and dry, and this is kept really well, I will use a little brush to go in and ensure that there is no silica balls anywhere, and I will pick them out using a set of tweezers. So this is the rose, and again that has dried. Now what you must always consider is, whenever you dry flowers, they are going to change colour. They're not going to stay the same colour that you put them in. They not all of them change drastically, but they normally go quite a bit darker. So for instance, you can see that one's quite a bit darker. The little ones are as well. Certainly the rose has gone from a red to a dark red. And treat them gently, more gently than I do, because I'm not very good at treating things gently. Again, that one's come out, that stayed white. And then this silica is absolutely fine. Oh, that one's dried beautifully. And this silica is absolutely fine to use again. I will just pop it back in the bag and use it again for next time. And then when I find that it's not going to dry, or it's absorbed too much water, then all I will do is I will pop it in the oven on a lowish heat, let it dry out again, and that kind of recharges it to get it going. So that's all of them out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to clean off any residue of the little silica that's on them off, and then show you how to seal them, because it's really, really important before you put them into resin that you seal them first, because if not, the resin will bleach out the colour and it can really dramatically change the look of the flower once you set it in resin. I've pushed the flowers into some florist foam just to keep them in place while I seal them, and as I said, it's really important to seal them, because if not, the resin will kind of distort the colours, it can bleach them out, and also it's almost like putting dried paper in resin. It absorbs into it and it doesn't give a great finish. So what I'm going to be using to seal them is the crystal clear. This is what I use for most of my projects, but you could use Kmart varnish as well, or really any of the aerosol sealers. Test it first if you're not sure, and then seal it. All I do is I give it a good shake, as I was doing. I just get it about 12 inches away from what I'm trying to seal, and then I spray it on. And the good thing about the foam is that it keeps it in place. So I spray it on, and then what I do is I let that dry, and then I will just give it another couple of coats once that's dry. And this will also stop it from absorbing any more moisture. That's how I dry flowers. That's how I seal them, ready for resin projects. And then my next video will probably be, or in a few videos time, will be how to set these in resin. Hope you found this useful. Please leave a comment and like this video. And if you're a new person to this channel, please subscribe and hit that little bell. Thank you very much. Bye.